So there's a hurricane bearing down on Florida right now, and so this video made its resurgence. Here's Joe Biden's. This is from August 2021. It says advice to you how you should handle a hurricane. You ready? I'm not making this up. Here we go.
Let me be clear. If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now. Everything is more complicated if you're not vaccinated and a hurricane or a natural disaster hits.
What a good point. I tell you what, that is a good salesman. That's a guy doing his job. I mean, doesn't it sound like he's just reading ad copy? Like, let me be clear, hurricane season is coming. And what better way to celebrate than with a booster from Pfizer? You'll be blown away by how easy it is to vaccinate. Not even Ben Shapiro slips ad copy into an unrelated conversation that smoothly.
It's true. Don Lemon can't do it. He don't know how to slip in the climate change thing.
He can't. Let's listen to it again.
Let me be clear.
Be clear.
If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now.
Oh my God.
Everything is more complicated if you're not vaccinated in a hurricane or a natural disaster hits.
Earthquake season's coming. You better get vaccinated.
Hey, let me be clear. It's me, President Bill Bribin, here to tell you about vaccines coming for this summer's hurricane. Well, are you a big fat guy person and you get 3 shots?
You don't think you've been conned? You don't think that these guys are conning you about COVID? You don't think that this guy's a con man?
I think a bunch of people. I always ask when I do, because I always want to know how many shots you get and how many COVIDs did you get, and that's where you see whether people are like, what is this? The only people who are still are the ones that nothing to do with COVID or vaccine, like your Joy Bayer's like, I'm getting 5. You know, that's the only ones, and it's because they hate your Don Lemons, and because they're morons, you know, so they can't. It's not about anything with that, but they're going to tell you it's about that, but it's just about their...
Remember Joy Behar said she's never going to go anywhere without a mask on? You remember that? And then the next day...
Restaurant.
The next day. Yeah. Of course, I knew this. We predicted it. The next day, she was caught at a restaurant without her mask on. Of course.
There were poor people there.
You know the virus can't hit you if you're seated. The virus goes right over your head. If you're seated, you're good. You're protected.
I'm in a blue state.
Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.